One of the hardest parts about building a roster for an affiliation you're new to is picking out the Crisis cards. In this video, I'm going to go over every single extract Crisis and rank them worst to best for the Guardians of the Galaxy affiliation. And jumping right into it, at the very bottom of our list, we have Spider Infected. Spider Infected is bad for multiple reasons. First of all, it's an F map, which means it's way too spread out, and the opponent has 2 save points they can grab that we can't really shoot them on. 5 objectives means it's way too fast. We like the slow Crisis, so we have time to shoot people and kill them. Movement from spiders is bad for us because it can separate Rocket and Groot. Either them are holding one, it can mess up our gun line, it can act like a pseudo stagger. It is overall just really bad, and we should stay away from this objective. And next up we have Cubes. Cubes is bad for the same reason the Spider Infected is bad, it being the F shape, it's too fast, it's too spread out. It's slightly better in Spider Infected because it doesn't have the movement that Spider Infected gives to all the characters, and we like the damage and the power more as we have characters that can either tank the power, like our splashes like Hulk or Groot. We also have Bill that can reduce the damage, and all of our characters really like having extra power, similarly to why we really like Infinity Formula. It's still pretty bad because it's still really fast, but it's better than Spiders. Senators is a somewhat decent Crisis. We like the L shape. It's really good for the gun line. The 6 points are all in the middle right next to each other, so most characters could just move once and shoot whoever's sitting on one of those back Senators. Because of its special rules, you can only make one move action per turn, meaning that they can't pick one up and run away, meaning that everyone who picks up a Senator is kind of a sitting duck. This is pretty great because we can shoot everyone that picks one up, and it's no one can take stuff and run away. But ultimately, it's still pretty bad because it's just way too fast of a Crisis, having 6 Senators on the board being the fastest extract in the game, and we just can't do it. And after that, we have Paranoia. Paranoia is pretty good for it has all 4 points are on the mid line, meaning anyone that goes to pick one up, we can punish them pretty easily by shooting them. The points do damage to people that pick them up, meaning the people that just double move onto the mid line and pick one up are also taking a damage, meaning that it's easier for us to shoot them and daze them turn 1. Though it's bad for the reasons of it's too fast, and the 4 points along with the extra point makes it actually really fast scoring. The 16 threat is kind of awkward, and X-Men and teams with a lot of safe grabs are really good on this Crisis and can counter us pretty well on it. And next up is Scrolls. Scrolls has 2 points in the midline and then 2 slightly back from the midline, meaning that most teams can easily safely grab their home point. Though if an opponent fails their scroll roll, then they can get pushed towards us, making it really easy for us to shoot them as they're a lot closer. Though it is kind of fast being 4 points, it highly favors teams with safe steals that don't really care about the pushes. The pushes themselves are a little bit too RNG for my liking. We don't have a whole bunch of characters that can kind of counter it. It's really easy to play this objective safe if you have a single safe grab, and overall, I'm just not too big of a fan of it. And after that, we have Montesi. Montesi is super good if you have priority, because then you can safely steal that middle point and you'll be going up on points the entire game. And that's nice. But if you don't have priority, then your opponent does the opposite thing, and then you're gonna be down on points the entire game. It's a really weird Crisis because you only want to be playing this when you have priority, but you never pick your extracts when you have priority. So this is only really good if it's in your opponent's extracts and not yours. It's a very strange Crisis. And next up after that, we have Hammers. Hammers is good because it gives all of our teams extra attack dice, which obviously for our gunline attrition team we like. Similar to Montesi, it's extra good if we have priority, so we like it mostly when it's in our opponent's extracts, because then we can deny our opponent's safe steal that they set up with our own, so then they have to actually go to the midline if they want to get parity on points. So that's really nice. It's especially really good if we have rapid fire splashes. I think this Crisis was a lot better before the Deception nerf, because Mystique specifically was super good on this. But if you happen to still be running Mystique, this is definitely a very, very good Crisis. Though it does struggle when you don't have priority that much, similar to why Montesi does. The DMAP isn't like super great for the extracts. It's a little fast with it being 4 points, but it can kind of be outweighed by the extra attrition that it adds on. Overall, it's pretty solid, but you need to definitely have specific splashes to make it really work. And now we've reached our top 3, meaning these 3 Crises are the ones that I think should make it into the roster. Also, these next 3 don't really go in any particular order like the rest of the list does. They're all pretty matchup dependent on which one is actually better than the other, so these 3 are essentially all tied for the best place, so keep that in mind. And with that said, our first two crises in the top three are going to be Alien Ship and Legacy Virus. I'm putting these two together because they're very similar and kind of play out the same way. They're both very good as they are the C shape, which is very good for the gun line because most teams don't have three safe grabs, so the opponents are going to have to go to the middle with someone or go down on points, meaning that we can shoot whoever goes to the middle. They're both incredibly slow, only being 3 points. Alien Ship can also do the extra damage to people. Those can be super clutch sometimes. These are both just very solid crises because they're just slow and force people to go to the middle, and that's two things that we want. And finally, that leaves Researcher. Researcher is super good at being the slowest crisis in the entire game, being only 2 points, or technically four if you make it to the opponent's end, which rarely happens. It's just super good as it can't be picked up, meaning all opponents have to actually go and stand on the midline if they want to contest it, being a kind of just pseudo secure, meaning that we just get to shoot and pull everyone off of it if that goes up turn one. Cosmic Ghost Rider, Hulk, Beta Ray Bill, a whole bunch of other people that we run on our team are all absolute monsters in this crisis. Those specific three are super good as they can all just push and throw everyone off the point, making it super hard to contest it. This is a super great crisis for us as it's super hard to score. If the opponent is scoring it, they're not getting much points out of it, and it's just super great. If we win it turn one because the opponent's playing cage because they don't want to get shot, we can just push it back further towards us, forcing the opponent to come even further into our gun line. It is just super great. The only bad thing about this crisis is Malekith can be pretty scary if a roster isn't prepared for him because the 15 and this being a crisis he kind of likes. So if you're going to run this, I suggest having a good Malekith plan for 15, which you should probably just have anyways. And yeah, that's it. And that's the end of the video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and comment down below any other affiliations you'd like to see these crises videos for. And yeah, see ya.